What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? It's your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton with no cap on today. How about that? Coming at you live, direct, and correct with some Mo news. That's right, MO news that you can use. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing okay. Now, I hope everybody's doing okay this morning on this Saturday morning. And here we are with Sit Down Saturday with G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton. Give it up. Yeah, so here we are, man. Saturday morning. I'm trying to do this a little early because I got an engagement today. So, yeah, so we need to get right on into this. Before we get started, I always got to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all those that support this channel, the Cowboy Huddle podcast. And want to say a special thanks to all our Facebook social media groups out there. The Cowboys on Deck, Cowboys Fan 365, We Them Boys, 520 Boys, Queen of Honor by Cowboys Fan Club Mexico, Cowboys Fan Zone 24/7 Guadalajara, Hard Hitters, Lifestyle, One Star, One Family, and all other Facebook social media groups that may be sharing our content on your page. We just want to say thank you. All right, so yeah, man, we still got some things going on, some more homegrown players being released. So what does that say about our Dallas Cowboy team? So let's get right into it. So it has been confirmed that our guy Tyron Smith is moving on to the New York Jets, and like the Jets are giving offensive tackle Tyron Smith, and this has been reported by Adam Schefter. Offensive tackle Tyron Smith, a 1-year deal that with incentives could be worth up to $20 million per source. Said that Smith is looking forward to be the idea of protecting Aaron Rodgers. So again, man, I can't say nothing bad about Tyron Smith, man. Tyron was one that basically it was going to be a Hall of Famer. He's a beast. He's one of those guys that, he was always on his job. He wasn't one of those that, whoa, I just lost one of my lights. So anyway, I got to charge that light. But anyway, yeah, man, we can't really say anything bad about Tyron. Just, it just got, the years over the years that, he has been playing, I think, 13, 14 years, something like that. But he's been playing a while. So there's a lot of miles on his body, man. And I'm going to tell you this one thing. I asked my son when he was playing with the Cowboys, I asked him, I said, man, is Tyron Smith, all that? He said, Pops, yeah, he's all that. And just to share with you one quick story, he's playing defensive end, and said he went, he had this old signature move where he could bend and catch grass, and if that didn't work, he'd get this old spin move, spin back inside and get to the quarterback. So his rookie year, he thought he gonna line up against Tyron Smith, comes down and on the edge and goes to make that bend. He does the spin move, turns around, put Tyron Smith on his backside. By the time he turned around and came back and getting ready to go to where Tony Romo was, Tyron Smith was right there. He said, "No, look, man, I've seen that before. That you can't do that here." So that's just who Tyron Smith was. This is a guy that held down his job, and you got this kid from college think he gonna come with this signature move and put some little move on him, which didn't work. So yeah, but he said, "Yeah, Pops, yeah, Tyron Smith is all that, but big individual, man. He's a big guy, but." Again, we just have to say, congratulations to Tyron Smith for moving on. We really definitely appreciate his service here with the Cowboys. So let's give it up for Tyron Smith. And you got to look at this also. After you've been playing for so long, man, it takes a toll on your body. And Tyron got to the point to where he couldn't practice. Well, he could practice, but he's just the injuries just start piling up. So the Cowboys, the staff, come up with this idea of putting him on this Hall of Fame practice schedule. And but what that is basically he comes to practice, runs through his drills, works on his conditioning, and worked on his technique, and then he played, the game on Sunday. They felt that this was a way to keep him healthy instead of going, banging every day and then banging on Sunday. So they felt that this was a great idea to just put him on his Hall of Fame schedule. So anyway, and I guess the front office say, Tyron, I don't think we could pay you, for your services if anyway, but it looks like Jets and all that, we probably couldn't afford it. To be honest with you, we just couldn't afford it. So for $20 million, we couldn't afford them. So I'm not even say that was the case. The case was that we couldn't afford them and the Jets could. So Jets are giving him $20 million to move on. I mean, to be added to their roster. So again, man, big shout out to Tyron Smith, man. We appreciate your service and hope everything works out for you. So, but in other news, it's also been reported two other homegrown players has been released. First, Hard Archer has reported that Cowboys have informed linebacker Leighton Vander Esch he will be released per a source with a failed physical designation. He missed the final 12 games in the last year. So, man, it's a neck injury is something very, very serious. That's a very serious situation. So you got to be very careful when it comes to your neck. And this is actually something that happened to let me turn this down just a little bit. I hope that wasn't too loud. But that's something that ended Michael Irvin's career. I don't know if you guys remember against Philadelphia, he went up for a pass, came down on his neck, and and he had to decide what was he going to do. And Michael Irvin said, that's enough. That's a serious injury. So, but here's the deal with Leighton Vander Esch. The only thing I hold against the Cowboys, Leighton Vander Esch was a great play caller. I mean, one thing about Leighton Vander Esch, he was one that commanded the defense, and we saw how he was missed when he wasn't on the field. He just knew where players needed to be. He knew where players needed to be, and you could tell that was missed when he wasn't on the field. But here's the deal with Leighton. Leighton had some injuries coming into this organization, so he had situations. And I guess the Cowboys felt that they can and we, for whatever reason, we do it a lot to where we bring in individuals with injuries, and we try to rehab. We saw Jalen Smith; he was another one that had the blown knee, and we still brought him in. And you got Leighton Vander Esch was another one that came in that was injury prone, but we brought him in anyway. So sure enough, it has caught up to Leighton Vander Esch, and we had to go ahead and release him due to the fact that the neck injury just was something that we didn't want to take a risk, and then maybe it was just Leighton just didn't want to take a risk on it. So, so Leighton has been told that he will not be returning, but also Todd Archer spoke about the Cowboys have also released wide receiver Michael Gallup with a post June 1st designation per sources. Saves the Cowboys $9.5 million in the room this year, but will count $8.7 million in 2025. Gallup was set to make a $8.5 million in his base salary for 2024, but he is going to have a $13.85 million cap hit. Vander Esch release clears $2.14 million in cap space for the Cowboys. So both Gallup and Vander Esch are homegrowns, which we know that. So Gallup was a third-round pick by the team in 2018. His best statistical season came in 2019 when he had 66 catches for 1,107 yards and 6 touchdowns. Gallup had 34 catches for 418 yards and 2 touchdowns last year. So I feel some kind of way about this, man. I really do. I feel some kind of way about Michael Gallup being released. Understand me that I know it's the business, but again, this is something that was performed by the front office. The front office gave him almost $57 million just when he returned from an ACL tear, or why he had an ACL tear. And I didn't understand that. But it wasn't, and I know that this has a lot to do with Michael Gallup being released. Again, the front office and their management with this money is horrible. They are horrible when it comes to managing money. They're just everything they do is always like ass backwards. It just doesn't make sense, and they find themselves in these positions as they are right now because of how they manage their money, and it's managed by the general manager. So yeah, because of one man's uh poor planning cost another man his job. Let me do this right here. Yeah, poor planning on the general manager's part cost another man his job. And Michael Gallup, and not only that, Michael Gallup was one that just was victimized. And people could say, "Oh, well, he didn't do that well." Well, of course, he didn't do that well. When he only out of 20 targets, he only received a ball once or twice throughout the whole damn game, or more than that. And that all stems from the fact, and I said this once before, Mike McCarthy's. Somebody vacuum me while I'm doing my. I hope y'all can hear that. But Mike McCarthy's offensive scheme, and I keep saying this, that his offensive scheme includes the primary and the secondary receiver. So it's going to be CeeDee Lamb, and it's going to be either Jake Ferguson, and then your option. So Brandon Cook is your option receiver. So if I can't get it to my primary, my secondary, oh, hey, Brandon Cook, here you are. And God forbid the guy that's the fourth receiver, which was Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup is your fourth receiver. How is Michael Gallup your fourth receiver and he's making $50 some million? I don't get that. So again, this has nothing to do with the performance of Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup just wasn't included in the offense. So, which again, a poor planning has cost this man his job. So I really hope that wherever he goes, just like, Amari Cooper, we released him as well. Just again, poor management on the front office and the Cowboys part, just poor management, in which Amari Cooper found himself with the Cleveland Browns. And I would not be surprised if we see Michael Gallup in Cleveland as well. But I just really hope and pray wherever Michael Gallup finds a job, he has a standout year and show Dallas that basically y'all lost. It's your loss that you released them. So again, I really feel some kind of way about this situation with Mike, and people can say, well, Michael Gallup was he wasn't himself. Oh my gosh, just got to think about how many targets was he given when he was playing with the organization. So I don't agree with it. So anyway, so we wish him the best. We wish Michael Gallup the best, man, and I'm sure he'll bounce back, and he'll definitely do some things, some great things wherever he decides to play. So also, it's definitely starting to look like we will be drafting offensive tackle, knowing that Tyron Smith is going to be gone. So, and the reason I say that because he's out of there, we don't have offensive tackle, and also leads me to this also this next topic where we're talking about the running backs. So right now, the current roster of the running backs is Deuce Vaughn, Malik Davis, and Hunter Luque. Yeah, well, we know that the Titans picked up Tony Pollard. So it was something that was on to read on here that was being said. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. So, Stephen Jones, the Cowboys executive VP, said the team would be efficient in dealing with the running back room. This organization is a organization that has been built on great backs, whether it's Tony Dorsett, Herschel Walker, Emmitt Smith, Zeke Elliott, or Tony Pollard. Jones told reporters this week, "We're big believers in back. They bring a lot to the table. Unfortunately, we're at a point where we have to make some decisions in terms of where we allocate dollars," he said. "We feel like there's going to be ways to address the running back situation in a more efficient way. We'll see how it works." So yeah, with that being said, and like I said, the current roster looks like Deuce is our starting running back, but I just don't really think that's gonna stand too well when the season starts. So um it's definitely proven that they will be drafting a running back. And we saw what happened when we got Zeke. Zeke came in and he balled out. He actually balled out when he came in. So we got to, say that we got to trust the process on the Cowboys drafting a running back. And there's two names that I keep telling you guys about that we need to look at. One is Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin. He's 6'3", 235 pounds. And then there's Audric Estime out of Notre Dame. I think he's 5'11", 228 pounds, something like that, 25 pounds, something big. Both these guys are big back. So and I say this here, there's some names out there they was talking about, as far as free agent. I know they heard talking about Alvin Kamara. They're talking about Dalvin Cook. Who else was out there? Yeah, those some individuals that we could bring in. But also I want to add Quadri Allison, and I keep campaigning for Quadri. And again, if you get a chance, pull up his highlight, Quadri Allison. Big back, still in the free agents, I believe. I think he's still out there that we probably can bring in. So we're talking about Alvin Kamara, who wants out of the Saints. He wants, he's thinking about he could come to Cowboys. We also looking at Dalvin Cook, and I'm not really sure about Dalvin Cook, but this Quadri Allison, I really like this individual, big back, run downhill bruiser, and that's where we need to be. Because we can truly say that speed has been hasn't really worked well for us, and it would have if Mike McCarthy would have put a lead back for Tony Pollard, which could have been Hunter Luepke, but for whatever reason, I guess that's just something that he does not put in his offensive scheme. But they got some top running backs out there that they're saying that should be available. Blake Corum, Trey Benson, Bucket Irvin, Jalen Wright. Fine, these are speedsters. Blake Corum is only about 5'8", 5'8", probably 180. So it's a big name. It's a big name. He's a Michigan guy, okay? But we haven't been having luck with these Michigan guys. They hate to say it, we just haven't had luck with these big Michigan guys, or they just need a little bit more time to prepare for the league. But again, with Blake Corum, he's 5'8", man, and he ran like a 4.4, 4.5. 5'8", you got to run at least like 4.2. Then you got Trey Benson. Trey Benson, he's probably about 5'9", 215, 20 pounds, something like that. But Bucky Irvin, these are little bitty guys, man. I just don't, then we're talking about the Brooks kid out of Jonathan Brooks, but he's coming off an ACL injury. So we have to be really, really careful how we go about doing this. But it does seem that we will be drafting a running back. So what things are looking right now? It looks that Dallas is looking to do to find not best players available in the draft. They're going to have to draft players of need, and we're going to need an offensive tackle. And I talked about this before. Offensive tackle, we're going to probably need, and a center and a running back. So it won't be about best player available. This is going to be more about players of need. So the first 3 rounds are definitely going to be crucial. And man, I just hope they don't do nothing foolish. Oh my gosh. And I did mention this also. If we were to get a center in first round, that means more than likely they'll probably allow TJ Bass to come in and start at that guard position, or and slide Tyler Smith to the outside tackle, or they could also just keep Tyler Smith with the draft of a center, Tyler Smith at the guard, and then probably bring Awesome Richard, give him a shot at being a starter this year. So we got some options as far as when it comes to that offensive tackle side. We do have some options that we can go with. But again, we just have to see what we do in this first round. But again, these 3 rounds are going to be very, very crucial on how we draft. And I would say, personally, if it was me, I'm getting an offensive lineman, basically. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. You're gonna have to get you a center. Yeah, I mean, I think you have to start with a center. The center is the one that actually commands the offense. So you better get the best center out there. And I told you about this guy, Powell Johnson, or whatever. J, yeah, from out of Oregon. I think he's the top front runner as a center. So I would probably make that move first, and then the second round probably come with a. Whew, I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be rough, and you got to get your running back in there. You got to get the linebacker. So it's a lot, guys. So we just got to see how this thing works out with the Cowboys and what they do as far as this free agent. I think we don't want to spend no more than $3 million on a running back. So what can we find in free agent? Dalvin Cook, Quadri Allison. Something to see. But anyway, guys, I'm not gonna hold y'all any longer. I want to get this out here early because I got things to do. I got to be somewhere today. But I just want to get on here and share with the latest with you. So again, good luck to all those that are planning as moving on from the Cowboys to Tyron Smith and Michael Gallup. And we wish Leighton Vander Esch well as he continue his endeavors on whatever he has planned for his future. So again, do me a favor, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you will be notified when the next video will be posted. With that being said, like I always say, stay safe and continue to be blessed. Deuces.